So what I thought I would do first is go through the chords on 68, and then I'll walk you through the chord progression. So starting in the upper left, we have a major chord, root on the 6th string. So that at the 3rd fret would be G major. This one actually starts with F. So we have that. Okay. So I'll go back to G. Here's G major, root on the 6th string, minor root on the 6th string. And if I go back to major and take off my pinky, I have a basic dominant 7 shape. So it's pretty easy to remember. Major without the pinky, dominant 7. I can also add the pinky to the B string. Kind of accentuates the that flat 7 a little more. Okay. If I start out with a minor chord and take off my pinky, I have minor 7. So I'll just play these across, starting on G, upper left, going from left to right. Major, minor, dominant 7, minor 7. So I would just practice these, make sure, pick all the individual strings, make sure they're all ringing. And then moving on to the next line, it starts out with a root 5. Now in this case, he has parentheses around the low E string and the high E string notes. You're probably going to want to not play the low E string note because that's the 5th of the chord. And I'd like you to practice it with the root in the bass. So if we start there, here's C minor. I'm at the 3rd fret. C minor. What he has listed is you could put the 5th in the bass if you want. I'm suggesting to start with your 1st finger on the 5th string so you know exactly where the root is. So that's C minor. Then if I take my pinky off, C minor 7. Just like in the root 6, if we took the pinky off, we would have a minor 7. This one I can also add a note on the high E string, stretched out a bit. It's kind of a nice sound with the 7 on top, flat 7 on top. Then dominant 7. And then major 7. Okay. So I actually like it, I would like it if he started out with major and kind of went from right to, almost right to left. So we could start out with just a major bar chord, root on the 5th string, our movable A shape. And then made that major 7. And then made it dominant 7. And then made it minor 7. So that would be an easier way through that. But it's fine the way he does it. Starts out with minor, take off the pinky, minor 7. Dominant 7, we've got our 1st finger barred, and then 3rd finger string in between pinky on the B string. So you can see that. And then major 7. So what I would do is I would memorize those chords first before jumping into the chord progression on 68.